Listen closely for a second. Did you realize that on the 1st of July this year, a major housing statute quietly took effect that could literally save many older citizens thousands of dollars? Let me clarify right away. This is not a minor adjustment to a minor policy impacting 3 individuals in a single district. This measure passed the Senate 85 to 25, and the House approved it 358 to 32. You will not locate a bipartisan act in recent years featuring this level of backing and this much power. It is a huge deal. Yet here is what bugs me. Media outlets reported on it for roughly 48 hours using complex legal jargon for everyone before moving on. That means plenty of folks who desperately require this information, senior property owners, older tenants, individuals looking to downsize, individuals aiming to age at home safely, and parents who wish their children could genuinely afford a house someday, completely missed the story. So today, we are going to fix that. I have reviewed the official legislation, extracted every vital detail for older Americans, and I am going to explain it in simple terms. 0 technicalities, 0 confusion, 5 major benefits, what they mean for you, what steps to take, plus a few flaws in the measure that you deserve to understand as well. Stay tuned, because by the end of this clip, you will walk away understanding precisely what you qualify for, what conditions exist, and what actions to complete this week. Let us jump right in. Before diving into the 5 benefits, I want to offer 30 seconds of context, since it helps make all the rest clearer. The reason this measure exists stems from the White House's economic team estimating that America faces a deficit of around 10 million residences. 10 million. That is no mistake. That massive shortage explains why real estate costs have escalated quickly, why rental fees keep climbing, and why numerous seniors feel stuck either inside residences that are too large and costly to maintain, or inside rental units where they feel helpless against huge corporate property owners. This statute represents the government's effort to address that challenge from multiple angles simultaneously. Constructing additional residences, safeguarding tenants, aiding citizens aging in place, and expanding possibilities for individuals wanting to downsize. It is not flawless. I will highlight where it falls short, but it stands as the most substantial residential legislation witnessed in years, and older adults stand to gain plenty from it. All right. Let us explore the 5 benefits. The primary major benefit is one that will matter most immediately to many viewers watching this clip because it concerns home maintenance and aging in place safely. Consider this scenario. You are 74 years old. You have resided in your residence for more than 30 years. You raised your family there. You know every sound and every floorboard, and you desire to remain there, but your bathroom has become truly unsafe. The bathtub is slick. You lack grab bars and lighting is poor. Your front entrance lacks handrails. Your roof features a gradual leak you have been managing with a container, and somewhere between $8,000 and $15,000 of repairs stand between you and remaining safely inside that house on a set income. That sum might as well equal $1 million. This scenario represents one of the most common situations my audience faces. For far too long, available options were basically taking on debt, asking relatives for cash, or surrendering the home. Now, a fresh option exists. The statute creates what is termed a Whole Home Repairs Pilot Initiative. Here is what that means in simple terms. This initiative uses federal funding, meaning the money originates from the national government. It is targeted specifically toward assisting eligible homeowners, including low-income seniors, to complete modifications making their properties unsafe or uninhabitable. Which types of maintenance are covered? Grab handles in bathrooms, access ramps, broader doorways that accommodate wheelchairs or walkers, safer washrooms, weatherproofing, which includes tasks like insulation work, sealing gaps, replacing older windows to lower energy expenses, and maintain indoor comfort all year. Plus, eliminating health threats like mold, lead coatings, or structural dangers. These represent vital safety improvements rather than cosmetic updates. They are the exact adjustments enabling an older adult to remain inside their own home safely, independently, and with dignity, rather than being forced into an assisted facility prematurely. Now, I want to be honest regarding where things currently stand. The text labels this as a pilot initiative, meaning it is undergoing testing and deployment. It is not instantly active everywhere on day one. Yet funding exists and the infrastructure is being constructed. The objective involves delivering support to low-income seniors seeking to age in place, and actual assistance should become accessible through federal channels relatively soon. Here is what you must do immediately. Contact your regional agency on aging. You can locate yours through eldercare.acl.gov or by dialing 1-800-677-1116. These local groups operate specifically to connect older adults with services, including residential repair initiatives within your region. They will understand when and how this program goes live in your area, and they can help you register early. Additionally, contact your regional USDA Rural Development Branch if you reside in a rural or semi-rural district. They manage existing maintenance initiatives that this new statute expands upon to build a stronger foundation. If you or someone close to you has delayed essential property repairs due to a lack of available funds, this moment is right to start calling around. Next up, if you have dreamed about downsizing, but every time you search for something smaller and affordable, nothing sensible appears available, you will want to hear the details inside benefit number 2. All right, this topic is personal for many viewers in our community. I hear this frustration all the time. You own a 4-bedroom house. Perhaps your children left 15 years ago. You do not require all that space. You dislike cutting that grass continuously. You want a smaller, simpler, cheaper place to heat and cool, ideally leaving extra funds in your bank account from selling. Yet here is the obstacle many older property owners run into. When searching for smaller, manageable places within your budget, your region, near your medical providers, friends, and neighborhood, nothing is available. The real estate market lacks inventory. Consequently, you feel trapped living inside a residence that no longer suits your life, simply because no logical alternative exists. This statute directly targets that exact problem. The residential measure encourages and funds financial and regulatory backing for a broader variety of structure types that historically suffered from under-construction nationwide. We are talking about accessory dwelling units, which means small, independent living quarters built on existing properties, sometimes called secondary suites or granny flats. We are talking about duplexes, townhomes, manufactured housing, modular structures, and converting vacant commercial or industrial real estate into residential spaces. Let me clarify why every single option matters for anyone considering downsizing. Accessory dwelling units are intriguing because they offer choices in both directions. If you own a parcel with ample land, you could construct a compact unit on your lot and either move into the smaller space yourself while leasing the main structure for income, or lease the smaller unit to produce cash flow while remaining in your primary house. That level of flexibility proves truly life-changing for many individuals living on set incomes. Manufactured and modular residences deserve extra discussion because they carry an outdated, negative image. Modern manufactured and modular structures are sturdy, energy-smart, and significantly cheaper than traditional site-built houses. The new statute updates financing regulations for these structures, raises loan thresholds, and works to remove obstacles preventing builders from expanding construction. This translates to increased supply and improved financing, offering real choices for seniors wanting to downsize into something budget-friendly without sacrificing quality. Furthermore, consider converting vacant structures. You have observed them. Abandoned shopping centers, old office parks, empty warehouses sitting unused across various towns. The statute includes a pilot program helping communities transform those unused properties into budget-friendly housing. It additionally opens publicly owned, underused land for residential development. The government holds massive property assets, and now portions are being released for this goal. Consider another element in this measure that deserves additional attention. It instructs HUD, the Housing Authority, to publish clear guidelines and ideal practices for local municipalities considering permitting more of these structure types in their neighborhoods. It provides those local governments direct aid to reform zoning regulations to make it achievable. Why do zoning rules matter to you directly? Because across many regions, local zoning codes literally make constructing anything besides large, single-family houses illegal across most land. That represents a huge reason why the inventory of smaller, affordable housing options remains so restricted. This legislation pushes to change that pattern. Let me share a realistic timeline expectation here. This type of transformation, zoning updates, new building projects, expanding inventory, will not occur overnight. Several benefits will require a few years before reaching neighborhood levels, yet the trajectory is clearly positive. For anyone planning ahead, this marks genuine, meaningful progress. What steps should you take right now? If you plan on downsizing within the next 1 to 5 years, start speaking with a HUD-approved housing advisor regarding your choices. These meetings are free or extremely inexpensive, helping you understand future local availability along with the financial outlook for different options. We will cover accessing that guidance further under benefit number 5. Speaking of choices, if you are an older tenant dealing with surging rental costs or a corporate property manager making you feel completely powerless, Benefit 3 addresses your situation directly. It features a specific rule that genuinely surprised me when I first reviewed it. All right, let us discuss tenants, as this is an area where many older adults feel entirely helpless. Frankly, that feeling is often justified because circumstances have been weighted against renters in many ways. Consider a situation I encounter frequently. You are an older tenant renting an apartment inside a structure recently acquired by a large property investment firm. Suddenly, conditions start changing. Maintenance requests get ignored. Unexpected fees surface that never appeared in your original contract. When you attempt to complain, who can you reach? No local owner exists to visit directly. There is only a property management firm routing calls to a customer service center. Operating behind them is a firm featuring teams of attorneys alongside portfolios containing thousands of units. What options do you have? The statute directly targets this frustration, and I want to highlight this specific rule because it holds real significance. Large corporate property managers, meaning institutional investors and corporations owning extensive portfolios of rental units, must now participate in an official tenant complaint system. This means that if you rent and experience poor treatment from a major corporate manager, you possess an officially recognized federal channel to submit a grievance and receive serious attention. That is new. For individuals feeling invisible during these conflicts, it matters. The measure additionally emphasizes maintaining public and rural rental properties, which is crucial because extensive affordable rental stock has deteriorated over time or been removed from availability. This law works to slow that trend while keeping units accessible and livable. The Housing Choice Voucher Initiative, often referred to as Section 8, is also receiving improvements that matter to older adults. Previously, specific property owners and buildings were barred from participating in voucher initiatives, restricting where voucher recipients could reside. The updated statute simplifies participation for more property owners and varied building styles. That means increased choices for seniors using vouchers to secure accommodations meeting their personal needs, medical situation, and community preferences. Furthermore, there is a detail I personally appreciate due to its practical focus. The statute mandates evaluating temperature sensors across federally assisted properties. Why is that crucial? Because extreme heat and severe cold represent genuine life threats for older citizens, and certain federally assisted properties have struggled with serious heating and cooling deficiencies. Temperature monitors create accountability. If temperatures inside your apartment fall below or climb above safe thresholds, official records document it. That simple detail can save lives. Now, I want to maintain complete transparency here to ensure you see the full picture. These upgraded protections apply most directly toward federally supported housing, public housing, Section 8 voucher participants, and HUD subsidized properties. If you rent a private apartment without federal assistance, your protections remain dependent on state and regional tenant statutes, which vary widely. Certain states maintain strong tenant protections, while many others do not. If you occupy a private rental unit while managing a challenging landlord scenario, your strongest immediate resources involve knowing your state's tenant rights laws, logging every detail in writing, and reaching out to a local tenant support group or legal help center. Many provide free assistance. Now, let us switch focus because Benefit 4 matters to anyone with children or grandchildren trying to buy a house while repeatedly getting priced out, and it contains a specific timeline you must understand. All right, I want to cover a topic slightly different from the initial 3 benefits because this item does not involve programs you directly apply for. It involves resolving a situation that has made the real estate market harder and costlier for everyday people, including seniors seeking to downsize alongside seniors whose children and grandchildren cannot afford home purchases. You have likely heard about this. Over recent years, major institutional investors, financial firms, private equity funds, and property investment corporations bought thousands of single-family residences. They acquire them, offer them as rentals, and through that process, strip those structures from the marketplace for individual buyers. The outcome involves fewer available houses for individuals wanting to actually reside inside them. Increased competition, rising costs, and first-time buyers losing out on consecutive offers, not to another family, but to a corporation holding endless capital. The new statute directly targets this practice. Here is the explicit rule. Any corporate body or investment group managing at least 350 single-family houses will generally face prohibitions against buying additional existing properties. This restriction takes effect 180 days following the bill's passage. Now, I am going to be entirely direct with you, just as housing advocates are being straightforward about this. It represents a step forward, yet it features real boundaries. First, 180 days. That means major investors retain a 6-month window after enactment to keep purchasing properties before limits apply. That is excessive in my view, and housing advocates agree. Half a year of unrestricted purchasing by entities holding vast resources is significant. Second, corporations will not be compelled to list properties currently under their control. The regulation restricts future acquisitions without forcing these funds to sell current holdings. Thus, properties previously acquired remain under their control. Third, a genuine risk of circumvention exists. The 350 residence limit applies to a corporate body or fund treated as a single entity. Therefore, what prevents a massive investor from restructuring by splitting holdings across multiple subsidiary companies, each controlling under 350 houses? That represents the exact maneuver skilled attorneys and accountants resolve quickly. Housing advocates are already pointing this out, and I believe lawmakers must revisit this regulation if they observe those bypass tactics. I give lawmakers credit for recognizing that corporate entities distort housing markets, while including a provision aimed at managing it, which matters. Yet, if you anticipate real estate values dropping sharply when this rule activates, please maintain realistic expectations. This serves as a restraint on the issue, rather than an immediate fix. Market conditions will adjust gradually. What does this mean for older adults? Practically speaking, 2 outcomes. If you are attempting to downsize into a smaller home, you will eventually face reduced corporate rivalry over lower-cost properties in your price range. If you have adult children or grandchildren seeking their first purchase, this limitation, combined with supply-side improvements from Benefit 2, aims to gradually shift the market back toward individual buyers. It represents a long-term process, yet it is active now, which is better than doing nothing. Stay tuned because Benefit 5 pulls all these elements together. If you take only one action after viewing this video, let it be this next step. All right, the fifth benefit actually combines several rules that I am grouping together since they share the same objective, making it possible for lower-income seniors on limited budgets to secure functional housing options. The final element, housing counseling, serves as the key unlocking everything else. Let me begin with an item that receives far too little attention: small-dollar home loans. Here is a widespread issue impacting many older citizens along with individuals inside lower-cost housing markets. You want to purchase a residence valued at $90,000 or $110,000. Across many regions, that represents a real cost for a real structure. You can handle the payments, and you hold savings for a down payment, yet lenders show no interest. Why? Because they earn profits through processing fees and interest charges, while a $90,000 loan fails to generate enough revenue to justify their time. Consequently, they decline to offer them, leaving you locked out of affordable housing simply because the financial framework was not designed for it. This statute orders HUD to launch a pilot initiative for home loans valued at $100,000 or less, potentially offering help with down payments, closing fees, appraisals, and title insurance for seniors previously informed directly or indirectly that smaller, affordable options remain out of reach due to financing barriers. This directly addresses that unfair situation. Now, let us examine manufactured housing communities, as this topic deserves greater attention. Millions of older citizens reside inside manufactured housing parks, and many of these locations rely on aging infrastructure requiring serious repairs. The measure features an initiative capable of supporting manufactured home parks through infrastructure upgrades, unit replacements, accessibility additions, weatherproofing, and preserving affordable manufactured housing communities as a whole. Why is that final portion so vital? Because recent years brought waves of developers acquiring manufactured housing parks, then sharply raising site rents or closing them down entirely to redevelop the land. The inhabitants, many being elderly individuals on modest incomes, retain zero alternative locations. This rule operates to safeguard those neighborhoods so that reliant residents maintain stability. Now, consider the crucial takeaway everyone must retain from this clip. The statute substantially expands funding toward HUD-approved housing counseling with explicit focus on assisting seniors and older adults. I want to ensure you grasp what that means in practice. A HUD-approved housing counselor is a certified specialist who can meet with you or talk over the phone to explain every initiative and safeguard we covered today. They can help evaluate if you qualify for the home repair initiative, guide you through downsizing choices, clarify your rights as a renter, review your finances, and determine if the small loan initiative fits your needs. They can clarify capital gains tax rules regarding selling your property alongside available options. Here is the best part: it costs nothing or very little. You can locate a HUD-approved housing counselor by visiting HUD.gov or calling 1-800-569-4287. Write that phone number down immediately. Your regional agency on aging, reachable through eldercare.acl.gov or 1-800-677-1116, can connect you with local initiatives, local housing resources, and local representatives familiar with your regional area. These are not automated call systems. They are real professionals whose job involves helping seniors navigate these exact issues. The initiatives exist. The legislation exists. The assistance exists. You simply need to make the phone call. All right, let us summarize everything. This statute, which passed with massive bipartisan backing and took effect July 1st, offers 5 major benefits for older adults and seniors. Benefit 1. A whole home repairs pilot funding grab handles access ramps, wider doorways, weatherization, and hazard removal to help you age safely inside your own home. Benefit 2. Expanded downsizing choices by supporting secondary units, manufactured structures, modular options, townhomes, duplexes, property conversions, and zoning updates so that suitable options exist when you are ready to move. Benefit 3. Enhanced protections for senior renters, including a formal complaint system targeting large corporate landlords, expanded housing choice vouchers, preservation of public and rural rental properties, and temperature monitors inside federally assisted buildings to protect vulnerable residents. Benefit 4. Restrictions targeting Wall Street property purchases, limiting large institutional funds from buying extra single-family houses, while gradually shifting market conditions back toward individual buyers, including your children and grandchildren. Benefit 5. A pilot initiative covering small home loans under $100,000, increased support for manufactured housing communities, and greatly expanded access to free or low-cost housing counseling to guide you through everything in this law. Is this statute flawless? No. The 180-day delay before investor limits take effect is too long. The 350 residence threshold contains loopholes clever funds will try to exploit, and many supply improvements will require years to take effect. Lawmakers will need to re-examine certain details. I will provide updates as conditions evolve. Yet here is what I know for certain. This stands as the most impactful housing legislation for older citizens seen in years. It recognizes the real struggles seniors experience inside their properties, rental units, and real estate markets while taking genuine steps to address them. The individuals benefiting most will be those who recognize its existence and take action. Here is your action step. Call 1-800-569-4287 to connect with a HUD-approved housing counselor. Call 1-800-677-1116 to locate your regional agency on aging. Inform a neighbor, a sibling, or a parent. Share this clip because this information belongs to everyone needing it. If this video helped you, please select that subscribe button right now, because this represents our primary mission here. We locate the statutes, initiatives, and resources created to assist everyday citizens and explain them simply so you can apply them. Zero jargon, zero confusion, just actionable information. And leave a comment below. I want to learn which of these 5 benefits matters most to you. Are you attempting to age in place, considering downsizing, managing a difficult landlord, or helping a family member? Let me know because your feedback guides my future content. If you are ready to continue learning, the video displayed on your screen right now covers senior benefits most individuals never think to request. I believe you will find it extremely valuable. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.